Young lady is operating a still. Let me talk to her, please. You must be the chemical student, right? Good guess, but nope, I'm basically a hobo. Been renting out my services in this portable still to make ends meet. That still doesn't look very portable. That's much lighter than you'd expect. I see, well, it still doesn't look very portable. Let's ask her about hobo code. All right, and tell her about the camp. You know, there's a big hobo camp over near Ocean City. I bet your skills would be really popular there. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm saving up to buy a new hat first, though. I want to put my best foot forward, you know? I seriously don't think they'd mind. I know, but it's for my own self-confidence. I wouldn't expect a woman who owns her own still to have issues with self-confidence. I don't drink this stuff. You could use it to degrease industrial machinery. Well, how much do you need for your hat? 87 meat. All right, here you go. Oh, wow, are you sure? Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. Come meet me at the camp later and I'll pay you back. She packs up her still, hefts it onto her back, and leaves with a wave. 15 XP. Rat's communal wardrobe, another wire coat hanger. Most of the books on the shelf have been ruined, but not all of them? No, not all of them. One's still good. Here you go. You got an item. Sloppy cooking for huge groups. Grants us combat skill. Fondue Deluge. Oh, really? You get the sense if you read it again, you'll forget the rest of it. If you do, Fondue Deluge will set enemies on fire for an additional 1. So I'm curious how many foes this affects. Because that could be pretty good. This gold-plated door has a sign on it that says, "See Chutney." Who that is, or why someone can afford a gold-plated bedroom door would live in this dump is anyone's guess. You're too intimidated by the door's opulence, and it's deadbolt, so we can't go in there. You can tell from 5 feet away that this door leads to the bathroom. Okay. 5 stench armor. Let's see. So I've got 2 stench armor. And I think that's probably about it. Yeah. Is it fireball or fireball? Exactly, yeah. If it's a single target, I mean, that'd be fine on boss fights. That's about it. Okay. I think it was this one. As you're walking past one of SIT's many weird vending machines, it suddenly emits an ear-splitting clang, after which it also emits a sizable quantity of meat. There isn't anybody around, so you pocket it. Okay, where's the cold boy? Here you go. We give him his jacket. Found your jacket, here. Oh, wow, thanks. Ah, that's much better. All right, 101 XP. You grab Swiss Cunning, or I think we'll probably just save up another 49 and grab Wisdom of Jarlsberg finally. Okay, so, I guess we're good to leave. Loud crashing sounds and yelling from a nearby classroom attract your attention and curiosity. You cautiously poke your head in the door and then quickly poke it back out again to dodge a handful of bolts thrown by an angry robot. Several students are cowering behind overturned desks, and you crawl back there to join them as the 2 robots wildly throw junk everywhere. What the heck's going on here? Oh, well, we were wondering if robots could be performed to have a sense of team spirit. Excuse me. So we split into 2 teams and have made these tennis ball throwing robots and then set them to dislike each other? Seems like it should have worked. Oh god, they're talking at us in binary. I suppose I can actually like copy paste this? No. I bet these say things. I bet these actually say things. But since I can't just copy paste it, I'm not going to type that in manually. I should have taught them sportsmanship. Do we fight them or deactivate them? I think we're gonna deactivate them. The student explained where the robot shut-off switches are, and you duck, dodge, and dive. Through a storm of hurled debris, eventually managing to shut them down with only minor bruises. Thanks a lot. Guess it's back to the drawing board. Maybe just stick to drawing, actually. Alright. For some reason you haven't memorized binary. I don't know, it's not exactly something that you're really gonna get a whole heck of a lot of use out of. Bus. On the walk across campus, a head pops out of a storm drain. Haven't seen you around before. Around the sewer? That's strange, I spent a fair amount of time in them. Are you familiar with the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on the student body of the world? No, do tell. Buying new textbooks. It's a scam. There's no reason to buy a textbook new. Spare your wallet and spoil yourself, my friend. Buy your textbooks used. May I tempt you? Grants a perk allowing you the use of an extra. Oh my god, that's so good! That still seems pricey though. Right? And they want you to buy it new. Oh, this would be amazing, being able to use 2 items at a time in combat. Sadly, we can't afford it. Don't ever buy your textbooks new and don't let them think that you gotta. He drops back down into the sewers just as campus security turns the corner. My lord, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. This game isn't that boring. Anyways, Crystal Dream Lake. Alright, where's this Chucklefuck's head? Callus's house. You see a building through a gap in the trees and pause to investigate. There's a large sign painted on the building that says Quality Spirits, so presumably it's either a distillery or a ghost farm. Whatever it used to be, it's boarded up in a wreck. Oh no, we're checking it out. Ghost is tired of our shit eternally, but that's okay, because we're all friends here, right? A spooky-looking lady is guarding the front of the distillery. We approach her. She glares at you as you approach, her eyes flashing blood red. Be gone from this place. You have no business here. Not really, no. I'm just the curious sort. How'd you make your eyes do that? Damn it, Celt. Do what? Also, I like your not quite Romanian accent. Thank you. Also, those huge vampire fangs, though. Wait a minute. Are you a vampire? I feel like if I said no, you'd actually believe me. Well, not anymore. Sigh. Okay, then yes. I am a vampire. Gosh. Leave this place at once, or the consequences will be most dire. Come on, don't be like that. What's eating you? If you do not leave, the question will be what is eating you? And the answer will be me. That's pretty good. Yeah, you really set me up for that one. We threaten her with mystical powers. You cannot frighten me, foul creature, for your power issues from the darkness of the night, and I... The night? Oh geez, I completely lost track of the time. She looks up at the midday sun and her hair bursts into flames. With a screech, she turns into a bat, which is still on fire, and escapes into a hole in the side of the building. Okay then. Grandpa Joe's Quality Spirits. There's a hole that the guard fled through. The door is locked with a government issue combination lock. Must be a prohibition thing. Now we'll squeeze through the hole the guard fled through. Alright, Grandpa Joe's Distillery. Almost everything on this shelf is busted up trash, but there's one unsmashed crate of booze. We got a crate of vodka. We gotta take it to the speakeasy. Laboratory workbench. I don't know if we can actually do anything to... Yeah, we don't really care too much about this. This used to be a still, and it still is. Hobo code knowledge we don't have. There's a label on this vat that reads Grandpa Joe's Extra Fancy Garlic Schnapps. Wow, maybe it wasn't Prohibition that put this place out of business. Everything requires stench armor. There are a bunch of vampires. I love that she's got like soot on her now. There are a lot of vampires hanging out in here, and it probably shouldn't be a surprise that they've noticed you. That's him, the door guard says, pointing at you. That's him right there. Well, now it definitely shouldn't be a surprise. All right, we'll fight him. What in the hell are we even? A vampire in bat form, a vampire in mist form, brutish vampire, and a vampire mesmer. Oh god, we've dipped into guild wars. A vampire bat is so cute. Just look at its doofy face. Okay, so what do we got? 5 spooky damage or 4 bleeding. Intends to riddle Leonardo the Turtle with microscopic cuts. Versus the evil eye. Now we're just gonna murder her. Where's Gabby at? Is it because we squeezed through the door, Gabby isn't in here with us? You won! Unfortunately, a bunch more vampires that were lounging around in the rear of the building are now getting up to see what all the fuss is about. You got a vampire skull cap. Okay, and we got some bloodles. Piping hot strudel filled with blood instead of, I don't know, raspberries or whatever strudels normally have in them. Okay. So what I want to do now is... Door's locked from the outside, you'll have to go back out. Alright. So we squeeze through. We'll crack the lock and we head inside. Alright, yeah, see now that is like oh my god. That's a hell of a little... That's a good touch. Apparently Gabby was too chunky. What are you writing in that little notebook, Gabby? Tacticals, look. Gabby holds a notebook up. She's marked a page with a grid and little X's and O's and arrows pointing this way and that. Gabby's been keeping tracks on which moves work best for a fight. Geez, you're getting good at this stuff. Maybe you should be the one giving fight orders. Haha, Nix, that's your job. Gabby is focusing on Gabby fight stuff and unconcerned with the bigger photograph. Okay. Anyways. A whole bunch of vampires are here glaring at you with glowing red eyes and or grinning at you toothily and or just generally giving off bad vibes. What is that little horror back there? A vampire thrall. Okay. Indeed. Giving off bat vibes. Good God. Hey, vampires. Cheesed to meet you. Die. You won! They should call you Dr. Van Helsing after the character in that book who also killed a bunch of vampires. A skull cane and some cosmetic wine. A vampire's metabolism won't process real wine, but vampires still want to look like cool wine people. This drum is almost certainly empty. We bang on it. It emits a hollow, sober clang. Sofa's soaking wet. One of those mist vampires must have been sitting here. They'll have to create a booze on the floor. Create a rum. All right. The mirror on this vanity has been broken, but the drawers still work. Got a amethyst choker and a snake tooth ring. You apply poison. When you apply poison, apply 3 extra. Oh, dang. The tooth is just a delivery mechanism. The venom is actually stored in the ring part. Indeed. A table strewn with miscellaneous vampire stuff. We got vampire boots. Makes you float like a spooky vampire. Another bloodle. And all right, what's the floating? I don't know. Of all of the movement things, this is the most appropriate considering we're playing a cheese wizard. Yeah, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. We'll let this one go for now. Look, words on a stick. Gabby points at a sign advertising Greta's Compassionate Pet Store with an arrow pointing down the road. A pet storage. Let's go look at pets. I love that they don't even give you an option. It's just like, yeah, okay. Yes, we might as well. Do you like animals, Gabby? Yes, Gabby has once for pet for such a long time, but none of them are any good ever. Not cute enough or not strength enough. A cute, strong pet Gabby is looking for. Oh, maybe we'll get lucky this time. Okay, now we can actually... They do give us a choice. Didn't sleep last night yet. Oh, Noelle, I'm so sorry to hear that. Please try to get some rest. Please, please, please. It's one of those boxes full of bees. A bee box, you think it's called. Sometimes you just need a box of bees. Meet your next best friend today. And a kitty. Scrawny looking cat is sleeping here. Good fronds are hard to find. Trying my best to rest, life just gets in the way. That is so fucking true. Just know that you are doing the best you can. You're doing good, Noelle, and I am so fucking proud of you. So just, you know, lay down, try to conk out for a little bit, get some sleeps if you can, and I'll catch you when I catch you. Always good to have you around. Hello there, welcome to Greta's Compassionate Pet Store. I'm Greta. Hi Greta, I'm Swell. Can I ask you a question? Of course. Where are all the pets? Oh, they're out back. In cages? No, in the woods. I see. What stops them from leaving? Compassion. Alright, what do you have for sale? Well, I've got this snake available for adoption. I've also got one giant mosquito left in stock. You have to drop the nice ass hieroglyphics. Oh, that's wonderful. I would rather the nice ass than the curse of Ra getting dropped in chat. A giant mosquito, ugh. Hey now, don't knock it. A mosquito's great to have on your side in a fight. Not only can they suck the blood out of stuff, they also pump that blood into you to heal you. Mathematically speaking, that's twice the power. A mere 150 meat adoption fee and it's all yours. Alright, what about the snake? You can't go wrong with the world's most dangerous rope. This guy will totally fill your enemies up with poison, just 150 meat. Okay, where do you feed these? Oh, you don't have to worry about regular food. They'll graze or scavenge for whatever. They're very resourceful. Well, that's convenient. If you want to soup them up a bit, though, make them really beefy. I sell some specially formulated familiar chow. I'm a little uncomfortable with the use of words like soup and beef in a pet store. Oh my god, airport. Alright, so what about this special chow? Got 3 bags of familiar chow left. It's specially formulated to beef up your buddies. 100 meat. Okay, we can't afford any of this. I can afford nothing, basically, because we're broke for some strange reason. Alright, let's finally try to get to Callus's house. The squirrel chatters angrily at you from a nearby hollow tree, presumably trying to scare you away from its stash. A real tactical mistake on its part, since you now know where its stash is. It scampers away as you peer into the hole. You find not just the expected nuts, but also several wallets. Huh, has a squirrel been mugging hikers? Maybe you should get out of here before it comes back with a knife. Think your partner ate your meats, or maybe it was the turtle? I mean, Gabby does seem like a sweetheart. Maybe she is a meat eater. Alright, this is Professor's holiday home. It looks like it could use a holiday of its own, to be honest. The sunflowers are watching me. The sign is being very curt with you. We tear it down. Aha! A big hole. An expensive car, but it's been tragically neglected. This fence is impassable until I invent something that can cut through wood. Door won't budge. Alright, I guess we're just going in the back. Hello, Gabby. Well, this appears to be more or less a dog, except for being green and having some kind of plant pod for a head. It seems agitated, like it's guarding something. Let's fight it. What remains of Barker? Oh no. You won. The weird dog creature runs away with a sad whine. Plant food, plant beverage. A leather-bound journal sits on the wood-bound desk. You flip the journal open to the last page. All right, so a zoomer is laughing about something. Okay, it seems to have evolved into madness by the end. Let's try a few pages back. Success! I have bred a tomato that can produce a seemingly infinite amount of juice. This could totally revolutionize the juice industry, and they said I was crazy for trying to transplant a human bone marrow into a tomato. Oh, that's intriguing and a little disturbing. New idea. The successful tomato bone marrow transplant implies the possibility of the reverse procedure, transplanting plant organ structures into a mammalian subject. Must investigate. You skip over a lot of technical mumbo-jumbo and analysis of experiment results until you get to the next readable bit. I'm certain I finally got this right, but the woman at the pet store refuses to sell me any more rats until I explain what I've done with the last dozen, and I don't think she'll like the answer. I hesitate to use my loyal companion Barker for this purpose, but he's all I've got left. Anyways, there's nothing to worry about. It'll definitely work this time. The operation was a complete success. Barker appears to be in perfectly good health and is acclimating to the changes marvelously. I've created the world's first plant-animal hybrid, but why stop there? The next step is perfectly obvious. This is the last page. Well, the last page that's words instead of scribbles and gibberish. Still not as bad as the botanist in Oblivion who raised vampire plants on human blood. Very true. There was some dark shit in Oblivion, honestly. Professor Callus had a nice setup here. I still don't really want to make potions. A complicated machine hooked up to a huge tomato. This must be the special infinite juice tomato the professor made with human bone marrow. We take it. This will come in handy over at the Speakeasy. They'll be able to mix a whole dynasty of Bloody Marys in a kind of literal sense. Fucking. Alright, that's 3 things we've found now for the Speakeasy. A disused and misused toolbox. We got an awl and some self-adhesive rivets. All right, let's see what's in the house. Turns out it's just the front room of the house that's full of dirt. We walk through the door. It's almost certainly nothing good in the fridge, yeah, but we check anyways. Oof, it's even wilder here than expected. Half the veggies have rotted and turned into muck and mold, and the other half appear to be mutated experimental plants that have rapidly acclimated themselves to the environment and are using the rot as fertilizer. It's like a small, foul-smelling alien jungle in the fridge. Let's make a salad. What? I said make a salad. Maybe I wasn't clear. We're talking about a selection of plants that's half-rotted glop and half-pulsating veins. This isn't the salad bar down at the Outback Sizzler. If you make me do this, there's no backing out halfway. You're gonna have to read the whole thing. Make a salad. Sigh. All right. Well, I guess there's no point in fighting you on it. I know how this goes. You poke around the ruins of the kitchen until you find an intact salad bowl and wipe it off with your sleeve. Let's see. A salad would typically start with a bed of lettuce. There's the nearest equivalent you see here would either be some glistening green-brown sludge that's barely holding together into leaf-like sheets, or some broad, shiny green leaves dotted with blood-red splotches. All right, chat, what kind of hell salad are we making? That is 1 for the blood-red leaves. Splotchy leaves, all right. You pick a handful of the leaves and arrange them to the bottom of the bowl. It seems like the red spots are migrating towards where your hands touch the leaves, so you try not to do that too much, or let the spots actually touch your skin. What next? Maybe some sliced cucumber. You do see something in here that looks like maybe it used to be a cucumber, but it's mostly dissolved and leaked away, leaving behind a long blob of empty and blackened cucumber skin like a deflated, slime-leaking party balloon. Alternatively, you could take a veggie that's sort of a long and round like a cucumber, but it's yellow like a squash with rippling and bulging bright green veins. So the slimy cucumber skin, all right, that's 1 for the cucumber. Going once. Going twice. Cucumber it is. The cucumber skin makes a damp slurping sound as you peel it off the fridge shelf. It probably doesn't make any sense to slice it, so you just drape it along the edge of the bowl as a horrible garnish. The next thing you find while rooting around in the fridge is a surprisingly intact-looking onion. Next to it's a thing of similar shape and size, but more of a puce color and twitching slightly. The other thing? As soon as your knife pierces the skin of the puce-colored vegetable, it bursts opens and thousands of tiny pink mites pour out of it. This scampering everywhere on long spider-like legs. They vanish quickly, finding various crevasses throughout the kitchen to hide in. Hopefully none of those crevasses belong to you. You calmly slice what's left of the vegetable and add it to your salad. The perfect thing to top off a salad is, in my opinion, some nice fresh cherry tomatoes. You do find a small bowl of round things that might be grayish-green cherry tomatoes, rotting grapes, rolled pickled quail eggs, or maybe just green olives. Ugh, I hate green olives. There's also a plant that has sprouted some berries in similar size and shape, except they're white. Well, not exactly white, sort of off-white, except the off part isn't quite the same color you get in normal off-white. Whitish berries or round things. This is going to be horrible. I already know. I'm just going to keep it. I won't eat it or anything. It's just going to be held onto for forever. Let's do... the bowl. You tip the bowl to pour the things into your salad, and it takes a little while. They stick together and slowly ooze out of the bowl, tumbling and landing on your salad, plop, 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 trailing thin threads of clear slime that stick to the bowl's rim. Now you just need some kind of dressing to top this all off with. Luckily, there are 2 bottles in the fridge, one filled with something gray and labeled blue cheese dressing, and one filled with a bright pink liquid and a handwritten label that says number 3 with a skull and crossbones. I'm not doing blue cheese. I think blue cheese dressing is disgusting. You open the bottle and pour a generous helping of hot pink number 3 onto your salad. It's thin and oily. Maybe it's sort of raspberry vinaigrette. Maybe you could pretend that. It smells like chemicals, which I admit is vague, but I can't think of any other way to describe it. The smell you thought of when I said it smells like chemicals, that's what it smells like. Well, I guess congratulations are in order. You've successfully created something that technically could be called a salad. Bon appetit. You wish you didn't know what was in this. Increases your muscle and mysticality by 1. I mean, that's nothing crazy. Okay. Sure. That was a lot of work for not a whole hell of a lot. Everything in the kitchen is ruined, including the sink, which is full of thick, nasty-smelling mud. Well, we, alas, are still limited by our stench armor. This leads to the dirt room. There's no space in there for you. It's a dog dish with the name Barker stenciled on the side. We take it. You never know when a gross dish will come in handy. A Bakelite dog dish with the name Barker engraved on the side. Somebody must have really liked this dog to get them such an expensive water dish. Rather disappointing for a med dish. Yeah. That's the kind of thing where I would like, it would be nice if it was like, you know, a small permanent bonus or something. The greenhouse was clearly built by a botanist and not a carpenter. We go inside. Oh boy. That's a lot of plants. Hello there, friend. Oh geez, there's a tall, spindly humanoid creature skulking in the corner. We examine it. The creature has long, thin green limbs like flower stems and is clothed sort of in ragged white petals. Its head is some kind of plant pod. You inch just a little closer to get a better look and realize the white petals are actually the torn and frayed scraps of a white lab coat. Professor Kalos? It spins around and hisses angrily. I need you to sign my course transcript. And then it roars at us and we fight him. Hey, Swell, who we fighting? Wait, what? Why do we have a random hobo with us now? I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Okay, Kalos is pretty beefy though. So let's light him on fire. Oh, I see how this works. It takes 5 stacks of on fire and applies them randomly to opponents. Okay. Hila's joined the party. Just look at that good-natured smile and that board. He's here to have a good time. Probably not a long time, though. Alright, could also bleed him. He's got a lot of health. What are you doing? You're attacking Swell for 7. Alright, that's nothing too crazy. Screw it, I'll hit him with a bleed too. Okay, 3 sleaze damage, 4 hot damage, 3 physical damage. So we'll mind melt him twice. The board of executives, glorious. Then I'm gonna hit him with this, just to kind of dumpster his stats a little bit. Yeah, 2 damage, much more reasonable. Intends to spear Gabby for 8. Dang. All right, Ed Meadows, use your hobo clobber for 9 physical damage. Not bad. Gabby, do the pow pow with the flap slap. Okay. 37 hit points. So I'm just gonna stack more bleed on him. Tougher. And then I guess just hit it with a Parmesan missile. He's gonna be taking another 15, 16 on his turn, my bad. Oh yeah, Ela going in for the kill. This boss fight is so difficult. I know, right? It's harrowing. You won. Looks like people who live in glass houses shouldn't be plants. The crumpled remains of Professor Kalos. He's already starting to wither and smell bad. Gross. God dang it. Now how are you gonna get your transcript signed? We search him. The on fire stacks up on its own. Yeah, I noticed that it went from 5 to 6. You pick through the tattered remnants of the professor's lab coat and find his faculty ID and pen. Well, a signature written with the professor's pen should be just as good as if it was signed by the professor himself, right? Nobody could possibly dispute that. You sign your transcript with a reasonable approximation of the signature on his ID. You completed your major. You also find a pair of pants discarded in the corner. Guess the professor grew out of them. You take them for good measure, by which I mean you measure them and they fit you, which is good. Plus 5 max HP and regenerate 3 hit points per round. Oh, really? I actually think I'm gonna equip those. We're gonna use these. There. Couple extra hit points and regen. Like, that's good for me. He grew out of them as he is a plant. Oh good, a bunch of those man traps things. Let's pull some weeds, let's pull a weed. No, let's fight all of them. Wow, it's 3. Holy shit, whatever am I gonna do? Aside from cheese stank them all to death. And also light them on fire because I derive joy from burning things. Probably unnecessary though, yeah. You won! People don't usually take pride in being able to beat up plants, but you've earned it. Oh, can I just like keep fighting these guys? All right, another place to grind. The only problem is that for these fights, we just gain XP. We're not gaining meat, and that's kind of becoming a problem. Because I have so many things I'd like to buy. Speaking of XP, though, I think we were gonna grab Wisdom of Jarlsberg. Okay, and I've got 70 left, which isn't enough for anything. Need to find... Yeah, the only grinding spot that we found that gave us meat was a fight with goblins, and the goblins are actually pretty dangerous to fight. Okay, so I think, if I recall correctly... Oh, we can just hit B to go to the bus stop. Nice. Back to Ocean City. There was something... Oh yeah, we sent that hobo back here. Well, this would be an unusual sight if you hadn't already seen it before. 4 Glocklins playing their Glockenspiels. Oh, we're gonna kill them. The Hobo Bro is back. I wonder if it's because our Hobo code is so high or something. I don't know. Yeah, the problem with the goblins is that they have sleaze resistance. So, like, our AoE, instead of dealing 3 damage to them, only deals 1, and they've got like 15 hit points, so it's not as easy to kill them. A Glocklin Mallet Ball and a Glockenbrat. Mmm. Where's our still hobo at? Is she in here? Yes, she is. It's the girl you met at the frat house earlier. Hello again, nice hat. Thanks. Thank you so much for helping me before. I didn't even get your name. I'm Calendula Crabtree. I'm Swell McSwellington. I'm afraid I can't pay you back yet. We don't really have anything to make decent booze out of. At the moment, I'm just using random kitchen scraps and weeds. I can't serve you that in good conscience or good ethics. Ah, don't worry about it. All right. The next level is a Leberwurstbrat. Liver? You bump into that nervous Derringer. I'm still not buying your crap-ass little pistol, my guy. I'm sorry. Oh, our cut of the profits, 194 meat, nice. All right, I found this case of rum, a little bit of island nectar, and this case of vodka, and this tomato juice. All right, and so now we can order different drinks. Property Bucket Speakeasy Names.wine. That's one of my favorite drinks right there. That's somebody improperly referencing a variable in a string right there. Good shit. I wish your name was Fancy Dan. Hila, your name can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to be Fancy Dan, we can make you Fancy Dan. Can't tell if it's intentional or a bug. Yeah. No, we can actually unlock the door now. Oh, we can unlock a door. The key turns decisively on the lock and the cast iron head gives a wink. All right. So 8 muscle, 7 moxie. Okay, do I have anything that can make me a little bit more musclier? I do, look at that. Oh no, my other one's also muscle, isn't it? It is, shit, okay. Do I have 2 muscle in here anywhere? No. There we go. 8 muscle. Unlock Phylax. Takes everything you've got, but the sturdy keyhole falls to you in its contest of raw strength. The cast iron head gives you a nod, respect between gladiators. With the 2 locks of Phylax and Methaphon defanged, the head of the Sneaky Pete bends back its jaws and releases his lock with a yawn. The key apparently was not a key. All 3 heads are not unlocked. Oh, okay. Well, first things first, I want to re-equip, I believe it was was it the creepy locket we were using? No. It was the no. It's a fairy charm, there we go. Damage. Gaming Cat Fancy Dan. There you go, Hila. Just change your Twitch stream name. Be the best version of yourself. The stanchion stands solidly still, swaying stoically stationary. I see what you're doing, game. I'm trying to think of a clever response, but I don't have one. Standing by the cash register, you fantasize about what it would be like to have a service job instead of whatever it is you do. I work at a gas station and a restaurant. Oh, that's right. Open the cash register. The drawer is sealed shut and there's no obvious way to open it. There's nothing you can do with the cash register at all. In fact, other than bang on the numerical keys as a toddler might. Or we can force the drawer. The metal drawer comes loose with a firm pull from your powerful horse hands, but your doing so triggers the bank alarm. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. We search it. Meat lines the drawer in uniform piles. We take it. 19. No wonder the banks are collapsing if this is all they've got in the till. The miraculous little lamp is burned for 20 years and counting, keeping a single solitary vigil to the dying of the bank. We turn it off. Good night. Black has gone green with age. Today we celebrate our opening of Securities Building and Loan at Plunkett Street, Ocean City. Integrity, security, excellence, a corporate value for each head of the dog. There's no visible means of opening this monstrous vault door. We kick it. Ow. Punch it. Ouch. Okay, now there's just nothing. Search the register again. No, nothing. This seems like an awful big pain in the ass to get in here. Like when there's like literally just 19 meat. All right, fair enough. Feels like there should be a puzzle. Yeah, exactly. I guess not. Okay, so what do we got to do now? Geology and the spiders course. Big redeem about Ghost missing something. Oh God. Security. Good God. Cola machine. Drinking fountain is out of order. Liberal arts. Geology. Can I go in here, please? Swell McSwellington identified. Access to the doorway is limited to students. That is me. Go on in. This is where the professor would sit if there was a professor here. Poster for Rock Focus Fraternity. Might sound cool, but remember, rock music won't be invented for another 20 years or so. One of the main projects of SIT's geology department is the study of hypercrystalline thauomorphic diorites, known to the human as the layman as hex rock. Hex rock has many fascinating properties. For more information, continue to the right and read the rest of the plinths. Do you get it? It's a rock that's in the shape of a hexagon. It's so clever, chat. It's so clever. The power is just beyond compare. Like other diorites, the specific mineral composition and configuration of hex rock varies from sample to sample. Some configurations have been observed to violate the known laws of physics, such as gravity, see display. Other configurations have been observed to violate the known laws of this state, such as aggravated assault, sample not available for safety reasons. A hex rock sample of the correct composition and sufficient mass can exert an influence over the non-thauomorphic, viz. Ordinary and boring, rocks in its vicinity. This property is referred to as charisma. Wait, they actually hit me when I stand here. Perhaps most interestingly, some hex rock samples have been observed to be thematically entangled with other larger samples in such a way as to cause the larger hex rocks to materialize or dematerialize when the smaller switch hex rocks are interacted with. See display. This appears to work regardless of distance or intervening obstruction, and sometimes a single switch hex rock exerts control over more than one target hex rock. I'll be honest with you, we haven't got the foggiest idea of how this works, but some of us are kind of freaked out by it. We touch it. Neat! We touch it again. Wow. Okay, that's enough. Even a small hex rock of the correct composition when placed in a Morton engine, such as this one, can be used to generate an almost unlimited amount of electricity, albeit of low to middling voltage. This particular sample, for instance, powers the elevator down to the department quarry. Unfortunately, attempts to artificially synthesize this type of hex rock have not been fruitful. Despite what the sign says, there doesn't seem to actually be a hex rock in that engine thingamajig. Okay, so we've got to find a hex rock. There are hex-shaped rock formations in nature. Yes! And they're cool as fuck. Yes, yes, yes. All right, well, geology we can't do anything with yet. We have to find a rock. Ooh, we reach inside. Hey, another shadow hot dog. These things are great. Melee damage by 5. Spiders. You walk into a classroom and find a bunch of undergrads seated at the desks, fidgeting impatiently. Geez, finally. Aw, but we could have left it, you'd been another 6 hours late. Aren't all you kids supposed to be on break? Well, we would be, yeah, except we've been waiting for you to get here and start class. You glance at your transcript and sure enough, you signed up to teach this class, not take it. Airport. For the sake of God. Mercy. Okay, I guess we're teaching a class on spiders. Start teaching. You look out across rows of expectant students and clear your throat. Okay, what's this class about? Spiders. Well, yes, of course. Well then, spiders. Spiders are super gross and scary. They have 8 legs and lots of eyes, and I think maybe 8 of them. How many buttholes do they have? Probably 4, right? 8 legs, 4 buttholes, that's logical. The students nod and write this down in their notebooks. Any other questions? One student waves their hand in the air frantically. Ooh, pick me. Okay, sure, what is it? Did you ever fight an intrasylvanian vampire spider? Did I fight one? Well, you don't expect us to respect you as a teacher if you don't have real hands-on experience, do you? I wasn't holding out much hope for that regardless. Could I just read a book about him? A book? Oh, come on, you're all wet. Any of us could read the book ourselves. What are they paying you for? They aren't. We can't possibly take you seriously unless you've personally killed the giant blood-sucking nightmare monstrosities that you're supposed to teach us about. I think they have one in the lab. All right, fine, I'll be right back. Applied spiders. This console is labeled experiment controls. Let's mess with it. There's a sign that says out of order due to lack of spider food. The shelf is bare, or is it? Okay, you got me. It isn't completely bare. Someone left a note. I owe you 1 bag spider chow. Jerry, Hilbert 1C. Hilbert must be one of the student dorms. Hey, Elil, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. You'd hate to drag in extra dirt from outside for that cute little robot to clean up. It's working so hard. Wait, why does it have a tiny label that says killing room floor? Okay. Well, let's go acquire spider food. Oh look, robot drinks! Gabby points out an elaborate contraption nearby. It takes you a second to recognize it, but it turns out to be a meat-operated soda cooler, which some enterprising SIT student has modified with robot arms, a receipt printer, and a light-up panel of statistical information. Plus, it has a cable running out of it into a nearby payphone for some reason. Gabby pushes some meat into the slot and claps her hands excitedly as the displays beep and flash. The robot arms whir into action, opening the cooler lid and handing Gabby 2 bottles of soda. It just opens the lid for you? Doesn't seem particularly labor-saving. It's a technology, it doesn't have to be useful. Ghost pepper soda. If this were slightly thicker, you could put some profanity on the label and sell it as hot sauce in an airport gift shop. Yeah. Just call it like Ass Ripper or something. All right, Hilbert Hall, we have arrived. We'll just start at A and work to the right. Oh great, some math major left his pet maths in here while he went on break and nobody's fed them. Over the flu, but you think your cat had a... Oh my god. I certainly hope that's not the case and that your cat's just being a cat. I am sorry to hear that, Elil. Jesus. You won! This horrible dorm room is safe for disgusting undergrads once again. A Mobius cookie. Increase the damage of magical attacks by 4. The moment on the lips, an eternity on the hips. Okay. Pocket chemical hand warmer, and Leonardo grows tankier. Alright, so this is just a room that had a fight in it. Sink is filled with nasty smelling murky liquid. Bed made for sideways sleepers. College kids, sir, do have an interesting taste in art. Tones trash. We got a rolled up poster. Oh my god, we can hang it in our room. Very nice half clothes and her back left leg seems weak. Oh, Jesus. I am sorry. It's fucking Cotton Eye Joe playing on the radio. Some weird hurdy-gurdy music. The only interesting thing on the desk is a lamp that doesn't work, and even that isn't particularly interesting. Alright, 3 stench armor. Two stench armor. Okay, we just do not have any stench armor. Good God. And here's the bag of spider food Jerry swiped. Gerald, turnabout's fair play. We got a bag of spider kibble. Bed seems to have escaped serious damage. There's a book on the desk, but all the pages are blank. The books on the shelves are actually just empty boxes decorated to look like tomes. Some Jocklins are having a party. You weren't invited. Oh, we're gonna kick the shit out of these guys. So these are the ones that are resistant to, like, stank damage. Or maybe not. They're sleaze resistant, that's what it is. Yeah, so it only does 1 damage to them. We're better off, like, melting their brains, which is what I'm going to do after I light them all on fire. Or just really light one of them on fire. Okay, we got a baseball and drum roller skates. They let you skate everywhere, which means that I will not be using them. How are we looking on XP? 131. We're getting there. Looks like some mob goons are using this room as a safe house, or rather an unsafe house, at least where you're concerned. Mob accountant balances swells books. My God. Alright, eat sleaze damage. Gotta say, Swell is hitting like a frickin' truck. 17 damage. A roll of duct tape. Add 3 physical armor to a hat. Oh, damn. I think we've already got duct tape on this thing. But still, like, that's great. I could actually throw that on the stone frat cap and we'd have 7 physical armor on it. But then we'd have to remove the fedora, which is just not going to happen. The sink is unnaturally clean. Apparently the Bear Army cot was too comfortable for this student's taste because they were using a rock for a pillow. We grabbed some scrapings. Powerful grit. College kids have an issue. Binge. Briggs Binge. Take it. This bookshelf used to be taller, but it's been decimated by bookworms. The desk has an unfinished word find puzzle on it. We solve it. You find the last 2 words, experience and points. You gain 15 experience points. Sink is filled with nasty smelling murky liquid. Bed escaped serious damage. Another poster. Top of this armadillo-shaped cabinet reads, "You'll never find the secret compartment. Hee hee. We can prove it wrong. All we need to do is get an extra point of moxie." Which I think we can do. Prove it wrong. The note writer's smarm is no match for yours. You locate the compartment and raid its contents. We got a binder clip. Increase target's stench armor by 5. All the drawers on this desk are missing except for one, which is jammed shut, and we force it open. You heave and grunt and are rewarded with junk. Comfy hat lining and some self-adhesive rivets. What the hell is that? One of the students left a biochemistry experiment unattended. Well, we're gonna fight him. What even is that? A lumbering ooze. Just fucked Leonardo up. Lumbering ooze describes me some mornings. Okay, immune to bleed and poison. Then we've got sinister vapors and radiation wisps. So I mean, of course, we're just gonna spatter them with cheese and see where we can go from here. Okay. Let's kill it. And almost kill it. You won. The horrible dorm room is safe for disgusting undergrads once again. Chemicals, binder clip, more thickness for Leonardo. All right, not bad. Some enemies with hit points, yeah. No kidding. Things that I don't just immediately like auto wipe. This looks like some of those gross fishmen, and they've claimed an empty room. They don't seem very welcoming. Oh my god. Gabby immediately slain. Fishmen on a warpath. Okay, 3 physical damage, 12 sleaze damage, yeah, no, you're dying. Fishman Head Chomper intends to chomp Swell's head. It's just doing what it says on the tin. Breathe deeply of my powers. No fear and death. A delicious oyster increases sleaze armor by 5. That's something in an SIT sports drink. All right. Not a whole hell of a lot else. This might be more accurately referred to as a sunk